Hi, this is Paula Hines Lonergan, and time's up for me to be silent. I got a message from Donna, and Donna was talking a little bit about the abuse that she suffered as a child, and the fact that she, wakes up every morning at 5 a.m. And I wanted it to, in this video, just talk a little bit about sleep in connection to childhood sexual abuse. Um, in the book The Courage to Heal by Ellen Bass and Laura Davis, on page 83, it talks about sleep, sleep problems and insomnia in connection to memories that may resurface. In connection to childhood sexual trauma or sexual abuse. So that is not an uncommon thing that a person who has suffered abuse may have sleep problems. Personally, that's something that I've suffered from. I've always been very proud of the fact that I can sleep the night for most of my 50 years. However, in February of this year, February 2018, I developed a really bad, severe sleeping problem. Now I say February because that's when I'm able to detect, looking back on when it happened. I think it was very gradual, so I would have a night or two where I didn't sleep, but starting in about February, my sleep problems became very severe and unrelenting, I guess is the word I'll use. And it's funny because it was happening for many months before I even realized that I really wasn't sleeping. And now how it shows up for me is I can fall asleep at night, but on any given night I'm awake every 2 to 6 hours for whatever reason. Now it's interesting. At one point, I was awakened, and it was like I was being jolted awake, and all of a sudden I'm awake and frightened, you know. That doesn't happen, it seems, as much. Occasionally I'll have a night where I'm jolted up, but for some reason, every couple of hours I'm just awake. I mean, like last night, I try to go to bed early, so I might have been in bed 9 or 9:30, and amazingly, I slept till about 4, and I was like so happy, But it was like boom, here I was awake, and for whatever reason, it takes my body. Time to kind of wind down, my mind to wind my, whatever to wind down. My therapist says not to fight it, that if you wake up, don't be angry, don't get upset, do something productive. I'm able to fall back asleep. It may take a half an hour, it may take 2 hours, you know.
But like I said, last night was a good night. On most nights, I'm awake every, like I said, 2 to 4 to 6 hours. And I can't really pin it down, define it, or grab a hold control of it, as of yet. Personally, my friend told me about a product called Calm, C-A-L-M. It's comes in a bottle. It's a powder that you mix in with hot water before you go to bed. Calm. The key with Calm is it has like a calcium, um, increased calcium, or I think magnesium or something, and so it's supposed to help sleep. Now, like I said, I don't have problems sleeping. It's just the issue of waking up. So that product didn't quite work. There is a tea that my husband got. It's supposed to help with sleep. So I find that if I do take that at night, then I'm able to sleep a little bit longer. So it's like last night I took the tea and I'm like, wow, 4 o'clock. I slept till 4. I mean, I am not here to promote any products here. I'm just talking about my own experiences. So please see your own doctor or health practitioner in connection to your own needs in connection to sleep if that's your problem. Also in the Courage to Heal book on page 244, it talks about sleep in connection to PTSD. And I'm just going to briefly mention or read a little bit of it. It says,
After a traumatic event, it says trauma survivors experience an acute stress reaction. Um, it can be an array of symptoms, including nightmares. Now, it says for some people, these reactions last a few weeks or months and then gradually subside, but for others, symptoms persist, eventually developing in post traumatic stress disorder or PTSD. So now I was diagnosed with PTSD many years ago, and so it could be my PTSD that's displaying itself, even though the trauma happened to me when I was five or six, 4 or 5 or 6, who knows, until I was 19. My brain, my emotions, my body, my psyche are probably still suffering on some level, even though I'm working through the traumas and, most interesting, learning a lot more about various traumas that I experienced, and how it may affected who I am today and what I'm going through. Um, so I just say this to say, if you're not sleeping, please know you're not alone. And as everybody says to me, self-care, self-care, self-care. Try to take care of yourself, especially if you're not able to sleep. Lack of sleep can kill you. Well, I mean, so to speak, but it can have a detrimental effect on you. Um, it can be a precursor to a person developing various health problems. And of course, in daily life, it makes it difficult for a person to function if you don't have enough sleep. So if you're able to take short naps, sometimes just a 5 minute of closing your eyes, I found can be helpful during the day. When with your eyes closed, maybe put a little music in your ears. It kind of shuts down your system for a little bit, and I find is able to kind of put me in a calm, restful state, even just for a short period of time, because it's easy to get overwhelmed, especially when you don't have sleep. It's easy to get overwhelmed, and you need to kind of be able to find a calm, peaceful place so that you can continue to function. Anyways, those are my thoughts. Please know you're not alone, and all of us are working through this. And the key is to continue to work on our healing and reach out for the help um, and guidance that we need so that we can make it through and be a successful survivor of our experiences. I'm Paula Hines Lonergan. Please share, um, sign up to my YouTube channel, and send me an email if you'd like, timesupforsilence@gmail.com, or you can send me a message in the notes section. All right, time's up for silence. Let's keep healing.